This is the Real Footy podcast. Thanks for joining us to tip the prelim finals. My name's Andrew Wu, and joining me today, as usual, Peter Ryan.
In hot form, mate. In hot form, 1 out of 2 last week.
Opened your account?
Yeah.
September account?
No, I didn't. I'm 2 out of 6 for the account. But I never go well in finals. I'm Craig Turley of tipping.
Craig Turley? Explain that. How are you the Craig Turley?
Well, he wasn't a great finals player. That's disrespectful, isn't it? I apologise for that.
He came third in the Brownlow, didn't he?
I know. But, he wasn't a player who performed at his best in September. Let's not dwell on it.
He wasn't a major player from March to August either.
Back in the day. Watching him every second Sunday is great. Jake and Sam, they were the two who got both games right last week. So Jake sort of atoned for his duck egg the week before. Yeah, Jake told me about that too. Can you believe that?
He wouldn't have been telling you about his duck egg the week before,
no.
Would he? He's like the punter who comes up to you and says, "I got the quaddie."
Yeah.
But never tells you about all the bets they lose.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So that leaves Mark McGowan in the lead, 152. Michael Gleeson, who's in Tokyo right now.
Yes, watching Gout.
Watching Gout, who ran very well in his heat. Jake Nile, our media writer, Callum Jasper, still hanging around like a bad smell.
No, he's good, Callum. It's not a bad smell. He came over and said that we were dissing him. He wasn't happy, was he?
Yeah, well,
he cut up rough. Callum, this is a blood sport, mate. If you're going to be pathetic and only tip 151 winners for the year, and not lift our standards, well, what do you expect?
Caro's next on 150, and John Perrick's still a mathematical possibility on 149.
Caro's got 1 out of 6. She's fallen apart in finals too. No Dusty Martin.
No Dusty, no Caro.
No.
And it's a sad leaderboard for us, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You were right up there during the year.
Well, I'm only 4 off them, but it just feels like a miles away.
There's only 3 games left, mate. Oh, yeah, you're not going to.
No, there's no replay now. You thought there was going to be a replay, didn't you?
No, I was thinking for
That's
a minute we were back in semi-final week, but anyway, that's so really. I think Mark's in the box seat. I haven't actually seen the tips. Who he's tipped, but
he's in the box seat. He's leading with 3 games to go. That's the definition of box seat.
Well, we got 3 50-50 games left, so it's still very much up for grabs.
They're tough games, aren't they?
Exactly, and we'll get to the first one right now. Geelong, Hawthorn, Friday night. This feels like we're going back in time to the late 2000s. Early 2010s.
2013, I nearly lost a great friend during that game. He was so aggro. He's a Hawthorn supporter. He was so aggro at three-quarter time that he just gave me an absolute burst when I said that they'd be right. And then he hugged me at the end. It was a typical Hawthorn supporting moment. Stress. Preliminary finals are stressful, and this will be one of the more stressful ones that we'll encounter. Do you think?
There's so much on the line in prelim final weeks, and I liken it to sort of when you're on a tightrope or crossing one of those bridges. Those bridges in the movies where it's sort of made of pieces of wood, and you're so far in, and there's no way back. You're that far committed.
Yep.
It feels like that's what prelim final week is.
The day of the game is just stressful for supporters. They're the worst. They're the worst and the best.
Well, it depends on what sort of game you get. I mean, you can get a prelim final that's done and dusted.
No, but the day of the prelim. Because if you're supporting a team that's been clear on the top of the ladder, like Geelong's had a pretty good run into this, but now it's just, we have to win. Otherwise, we're done.
Well, exactly.
And I reckon
they will. So close to the prize as well, so close to grand final day. I think grand final day you can enjoy the occasion, can't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Prelim finals just feels like,
sick. Reminds
me of those... back when I used to play the prelim final, if you weren't in A grade, if you were in B grade or one of the lower grades, it was the day for the club because it meant you got promotion if you won the prelim final.
Correct. One Collingwood supporter did say to me that he would prefer Collingwood to lose the prelim than to lose to Hawthorn in a grand final. I think that's a pretty shared sentiment across Collingwood supporters, and not unreasonably.
Well, the 4 power clubs, I mean...
Power clubs, but Hawthorn's the one that... Actually, no one likes any of these clubs, do they?
Oh, I think there's a bit of sympathy for Brisbane being...
People don't mind Brisbane. No. Victorians Fitzroy supporters accepted, would be happy for Brisbane to win, but just go away and forget it ever happened.
Well, a Brisbane team winning allows you to do that.
Yeah,
you don't want to. My theory is that if my club doesn't win, I want the winner to be as far away from me as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. So Geelong Hawthorn, I'm tipping Geelong, but obviously not with great confidence. I just think that they've got everything firing at the moment, and apart from Reece Stanley, who's still a chance to play, well, we don't know whether this is Geelong Ducks and Drakes, but seems to be a bit of good mail that he's a chance to play. They have everyone to pick from. They've had a rest, which will help them given their reasonably experienced team. They've got that eye of the tiger that they had in 2022, don't they? They look like they're actually...
Well, their game's in good order, isn't it?
Yeah. And they've got Dangerfield up forward and Cameron up forward. Hawthorn's back line is very good, but I think Geelong's midfield can exploit Hawthorn on the outside.
Yeah, I think the midfield's crucial in this. I mean, John Newcomb has had a sensational final series, but has he... if he doesn't have a good one, who is going to be the midfielder for Hawthorn?
Yeah.
Who takes over? I mean, his dominance has allowed, I guess, Josh Ward to play.
He was great in the second
He's been very
last
good.
week.
He's taken a step up, but it's a big step to go from being... Because Josh Ward's one of those players who I reckon at the start of the year, if you surveyed a lot of Hawthorn fans, he wouldn't have been a universal pick in their best 23.
Yep.
And clearly he is now.
Yep.
But can he go from being, he's a third or fourth year player, to go from someone who's sort of still finding his way at league footy to being a driver in a preliminary final?
He could be, but he needs Newcomb to come along with him. Or he needs to come along with Newcomb. And Newcomb's
allowed him to
back
do that.
in a bit of form, and he's consistent, but he's not damaging.
No, he's not that star quality. Nash, good honest player.
Good stopper.
Yeah, and last week they threw centre bounce attendances to Butler, Moore and Watson. Moore's probably the one who...
Moore and Watson, yeah.
Yeah, Moore has... if Newcomb has a quiet game, then Moore will be the one, I think, who can go into the midfield. If you're Chris Scott, who are you tagging? It's probably got to be John Newcomb.
It kind of has to be, doesn't it? But it's not an easy matchup because he can win his own ball inside or outside. I just think you have to make sure that whatever he's... I would play Atkins on him at centre square bounces, which he did in round 6 or 7 or whenever they played.
Atkins is a good centre square matchup for him. But when inside 50...
And then I'd have Mullins on him.
Yeah. Who else do you tag from Hawthorn?
Well, Zach Guthrie will get Nick Watson, you'd think, and that's a good matchup. Watson's a very damaging player, so that would be a scary kind of matchup.
Impey and Carl Amon?
They're the other two that you worry about. So Mark O'Connor will go to one of them. I would say it'd be Impey because he just has that spark, whereas Amon is more of a get the ball and kick it, distribute it well.
Yeah.
But Impey can run with the footy. So I'd try and have O'Connor matching up on him, just as a quick thought. And then you're trying to release Holmes or Smith.
I think they can both get off the chain against the Hawks.
Nash will have one of them, wouldn't he?
Yeah, Nash is going to have a bit of trouble keeping up though, isn't he?
No. The other option is for the Geelong is to put Dangerfield in the middle straight off the bat and go fight fire with fire.
Oh, the dread I have is Danger going in and popping a hamstring early. That would be disaster, wouldn't it, for everyone?
Well, why would that happen?
Oh,
that could happen to anyone.
Well, just his explosive player.
Yeah.
Nerves. Hasn't played for a little bit. Sort of. Sorry, Geelong supporters. I should plant that seed of doubt in your mind.
In there.
You're nervous enough on
Max Holmes would be a bigger worry given his history in prelim finals.
Yes, well, last year's prelim final turned when he was off the field.
Yeah, so I'm sure that he wants to get through this game. Obviously, just it's got to be a bit of a rip and bust, leaving out the middle word on that phrase, but that's what he has to attack the game like. And if he can, he's such a damaging player.
Jeremy Cameron, 100 watch. He needs a bag tonight, doesn't he? Or, yeah. As
Friday night.
Our listeners are already listening on Friday.
Yeah. But, if he can kick 12, they should win. Shouldn't they? What's he on, 85 or something? He's no hope.
Sure what he's on, actually. I think he's 86.
Yeah,
he's
maybe.
87 or something.
Yeah, it could be that.
But if he can get within, say, 8 goals on grand final day, you're a puncher's chance, aren't you?
You are a puncher's chance, but
the AFL would then have to put in security details and all that.
Yeah. Would you run out?
It depends if my editors are listening to this. If they're not, I would try and get out if I could.
That'd be good.
Make for a good story, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. So they're the reasons I think Geelong can win, just because of the midfield power. And their backline, Tom Stewart's back in form and Jack Henry's playing well enough. Hawthorn's forwards are damaging at ground level. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, their small forwards, I think, are where they can win the game.
Yeah, and Geelong have always had a trouble with small forwards historically. I know that doesn't matter, but it's just reality because they like to sag off and win aerial balls, whereas when the ball hits the ground, they can be found wanting, even though Jack Henry and Tom Stewart are pretty good in that area. Sam DeConning's a bit too laconic for my liking.
Because he's got long hair.
Oh, mate, I'd shake him
surfy.
up.
You're old school, aren't you? Get more grace than you are.
I like him, but he does play with a laconic kind of attitude.
Speaking of attitude, Jack Ginnivan last
maybe
week.
he'd be a good matchup with Marbo or Joel. They could just actually go into the, just sit up somewhere in the southern stand and just chill.
Marbio was, I know his first final was exceptional, and what was he like last week?
He's good.
Pretty good as well.
Yeah, they've kind of narrowed the gap between his best and worst, where you now sort of know what you're getting.
Yeah, exactly. But in a final, I mean, if he plays well, I think Hawthorn win. He's a bit of a barometer. Jack Ginnivan, he and Jack Gunston, a bit of a question mark on their fitness. I know Hawthorn have said during the week they're fine.
Yep.
But it's always a worry, isn't it?
Yeah. And Gunston won't get with the liberty that Mark, I don't know who I'm playing on.
Yeah,
Keane.
Oh God, that was horrendous. First stoppage, first time the ball went inside 50, you let him run. And what do you do? You just sat in the goal square. He was neither, I could understand, you come back to the goal square, you go on the goal line, you can try and stop it, but he was neither here nor there.
He thought he was playing soccer for a while there.
He had a shocker last week.
Yeah, no, Barry Crocker, he was backlog his debut against Freo. So I'm tipping Geelong by a very narrow margin.
Yeah, I am tipping the Cats by a couple of points.
If it's a couple of points, the MCG will be crazy in the coconuts.
Oh, it would be epic. Yeah. This would be an epic final. And Ginnivan, I've got a big watch on him. He did close to nothing last week.
Yeah.
He wasn't quite as quiet as he was at Adelaide Airport, but not far from.
That was weird, wasn't it?
It was weird, but Jack Ginnivan attracts that sort of attention.
No, it's good on him.
He loves it.
So I do love that. Do you think I'm going to talk to you?
Well, you just
it made me laugh. Makes me laugh every time I say it. Anyway.
Okay, the Cats for both of us going into their second grand final in 4 years or so?
Yes.
So,
yeah, good luck to the Cats.
It's been a long time between drinks for that footy club.
Geelong supporters are nervous. The town is nervous.
Is their producer a bit nervous?
Oh, everyone I speak to, they're like, Hawthorn, why have we got Hawthorn?
I can see beads of sweat forming already on the forehead of our producer.
Filter into the team. I know, he's a nervous
guy. Cats will be fine. I actually think they'll win by a little bit more than 1 to 2 goals.
Get access to every episode as it drops. Hit subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Now, which Brisbane's going to turn up, will we?
Yes, next game, Collingwood, Brisbane Lions, MCG, 5:15. That's just before sunset.
So what?
True twilight. Twilight game.
Okay, so
which Brisbane will turn up?
You don't want to be batting, do you?
No.
Bad time to bat.
No, it would be a terrible time to be walking out to bat.
Yeah.
But it's a good time to be walking out with a Sharon.
Yeah.
And which Brisbane will turn up? I think the good Brisbane will turn up. Yeah, the good Brisbane will turn up. But I mean, they've got a few injuries, don't they? I kind of think in finals, especially prelim finals, your weaknesses, when you lose, your weaknesses are going to be the reasons why you lose. And for me, at the moment, for Brisbane, that's injury, quite a few out, and their forward line.
Yep.
All year, we've been saying, how are they going to cover Joe Danaher? And they haven't really been able to do that, have they? Logan Morris has stepped up, but you still need. And then Eric Hipwood gets injured. They tried Sam Day. Who else?
Gallup.
Henry Smith as well.
I think Gallup Gallup actually impressed me in the second half last week. He started to find the footy and actually show why he was picked.
Well, he needed to because...
No, I know, but at least
he couldn't find the footy in a game where they absolutely smashed Gold Coast in every area of the ground.
The pressure was non-existent, wasn't it?
Then you'd have concerns. Yeah. I actually liked Oscar McInerney's game last week.
Well, that was the other handy thing that...
Yeah, because he could at least... He competed, and I didn't think Sam Collins was all that influential.
No, he looked tired.
I think he took like 4 marks or something.
They were just done. That can happen in finals, can't it? You just sort of fall apart a bit.
Well, probably coming off an emotional high the week before and then travelling for 6 hours back home, it just takes the edge off them. But they had a good first 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah, they did. I reckon Brisbane's... Logan Morris kicked 6 last time Collingwood played Brisbane. They had no Billy Frampton, Collingwood. And I'm not saying Billy Frampton's Jack Regan, but he can play.
He's good enough.
He's good enough, and he's...
Jeremy Howe going to play?
I think he will.
Would you play him?
Yep. I might even play him as a sub, which people poo-hoo.
That's interesting.
Given he hasn't played.
Sub.
And Collingwood's midfield can match Brisbane's midfield, even though Will Ashcroft is an exceptional player for his age.
I didn't realise how... I'd even just say, take out the qualifier for his age. He's just a very good player, full stop.
Yeah, I know. But for his age, it's mind-blowing.
Oh, his second quarter. He's really good at Norm Smith. His second quarter last week against Gold Coast was phenomenal. Just the way he could find space inside 50.
Decision-making, clean.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anything... Well, he's kicked nearly goal of the year, hasn't he? He's already won that. But he doesn't do those things just... Normally, it's
he does everything
about
well.
Efficiency, isn't
it? The goal he kicked from that stoppage inside 50, he had Noah Anderson right behind him.
Yep.
He was so clean, and he's
and he
Anderson
could do that to Collingwood.
Yeah.
Him and Jasper Fletcher play well against Collingwood. I reckon Levi Ashcroft would have benefited from the 2 finals now.
Didn't do a whole heap, did he, Levi, last night? I didn't notice him much.
No. So they're going to have and Hugh McCluggage was back to his, close to his best last week. I was worried about his knee, which is why I tipped the Suns. But
did notice the strapping around his knee.
He's obviously got a knee issue, but he's fighting through it. And Collingwood just need to keep the ball out of those 4 players' hands or 3 players' hands, and Zorko's the other critical person in that lineup who can just create attacking moves from the back half.
Yeah, the part I noticed about Brisbane in that second quarter last week when they really dialed up the pressure, when they got the ball, they looked inside every opportunity, and they didn't even have to be precise with their pass.
No.
As long as it was to the advantage, because they'd flood the numbers into the centre, and then there was a crumb that would get them forward.
And Rayner was great.
Yes,
various times.
McRae, I don't think will allow that to happen.
He can't allow that to happen.
No, I mean if that happens, Collingwood are in big trouble.
Yeah.
But if they can stop that, then that means that their forwards of guys like Archie, Lohman, Rayner, who else have I left out? Bailey,
Cameron.
And Charlie Cameron, they're going to struggle to get that kind of space which they need, and it means that they become more reliant on Logan Morris and McInerney. And if McInerney's the one who has to take marks, then that brings Darcy Moore into the game, doesn't it? So if Collingwood can shut those kicks down, that brings more into the game and allows them to set the field up the way they want.
Collingwood's got a great defence. I know they went off the ball there for about 4 or 5 weeks, but they're still considered the least points in the competition. They're hard to score against. And last time they played again, that was when Bobby Hill came on as a sub, and De Goey was kind of first game back, maybe played half a game.
Yeah, he played a half. De Goey got taken off when he had a bit of influence as well. Like that was very much a conditioning thing, a management situation. And when he left, I think Brisbane really took over. But they were starting to get a bit on top at the time.
Yeah, Bobby Hill's a big loss for Collingwood because that sort of pressure that Zorko...
You wouldn't play him?
No, he won't play this week.
Would you play him grand final week?
I'd think about it.
Yeah.
If he's fit enough, you play him.
I went through before. I couldn't quite get all the ins and outs from the last time these 2 teams played, but the ins are Frampton, Cox, Steele, Parker, McCreary and Howe. That's from the side they played against the Lions into the qualifying final. And outs are Dean, Markov, McStay, Hoskin Elliott and Hill. So I think they're a stronger team, aren't they?
Definitely.
Yeah. Given
definitely. As if you add De Goey as well, which is a different De Goey to who played in that game. I'm tipping Collingwood. But I'm, again, not confident.
No, I don't think you can be confident with Collingwood because they're...
the form against Adelaide isn't like...
Well, hasn't
been franked, has it?
No, not at all. But this will sound a strange thing to say given how good a team Collingwood has been for quite a number of years, but I feel like they're a bit of a take on trust at the moment. I know that their performance against Adelaide was excellent. It's probably their best game since late May, but still, is that the exception? Is that the outlier?
You wonder whether they fit in this top four because the other teams are genuine. I take that.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure whether that game was their kind of the real effort game that they set themselves up for.
Yeah.
And
the other worry is Jamie Elliott kicked 4 and Sidebottom kicked 3 and they only kicked 11. So Elliott, a huge reliance on Elliott.
Yeah.
And Myercheck kicked 5 behinds, but he needs to kick straight. They need to get more goals out of more players. He's a bit banged up, isn't he, Myercheck? He's always banged up. He's been banged up since 2015.
But if Collingwood win...
He's a warrior, mate. He's the Monty Python cut my arm off kind of guy.
If Collingwood win, they're going to need... Pretty much, they got to reproduce that performance in Adelaide and hope that Brisbane have a bit of an off night.
Yeah.
So they'd need, 30 from De Goey and a couple of goals. Nick Dacos to have a big one.
Josh Dacos will have a big one, I think.
Jack Crisp, he bobs up, doesn't he?
Yep.
Sidebottom, Pendlebury, they
Jack
all
Crisp
have to play
is a bit
very
out
well.
of form, to be honest.
Does he need a rest? Well, maybe that week off has helped him.
It will help him. Yeah, it's the first week
as
off
you know,
I've had since 2006. It's like you, Wooey. Hard-working soul.
I asked him after, I think it was going into one of the final games of the home and away season, do you need a rest? And he goes, no way. No way I'm going to get rested. I think he wants to get to 300 consecutive games and give them all something to chase. They'll never catch Jack Crisp for consecutive games played.
He's a good finals player generally.
They're all good finals players at Collingwood. The record suggests that.
Yeah.
And I'm tipping the Lions.
Oh,
because I want to have a point of difference to you as well.
Yeah.
But I said at the start of the final series, I thought that Brisbane would
win the flag.
No, I don't think win the flag, but that Geelong and Brisbane would play off in the grand final, and that Brisbane would be good enough to go through Adelaide to do it. Well, they don't have to go through Adelaide; they can come through the MCG, and that ground holds no dramas for them anymore.
Geelong will be if Geelong win on the Friday night. Imagine how hard their supporters they'll be barracking for Brisbane like crazy, man, and winning, won't they?
Well, I don't know. Who would they be more?
Well, they just thrash Brisbane.
Yeah, I don't know.
They'd be sitting back smoking the peace pipe, and just loving life.
It would be. You just want, if you're a Geelong supporter and you win, you just want these two teams to go hammer and tongs.
No, that's true. How good is it when your team wins a prelim final?
Oh, I don't know.
I've deliberately asked that.
Don't know. A long time since my team's done that.
But when they win it on the Friday night, it is one of the greatest feelings any supporter can have. And if you're the team that lost on the Friday night, you just ignore football.
Oh, the last few minutes of a prelim final when you're behind and well behind are they're painful.
Yeah,
it's the only thing that's worse is if you're doing that in the grand final because it's such a long way back.
Yeah,
you got to do so much work to get to where they are now.
So, that's a big game. Brisbane, that will mean we could end up even if Brisbane win going into the grand final. It'll be a match play between the two of us.
We'll have to
have a wager on that.
We'll just go whoever tips. I'll tip whoever you're not tipping. But I like Brisbane. I think I trust them more than Collingwood based on their recent form. Collingwood hadn't beaten a good team since May 31, and I think Brisbane have shown throughout the year that when they are really on, they're as good as any team in it.
No, that's fair.
But they need to get those kicks into the middle. They need to play with dare. If they play safe footy, they'll lose.
I think the other thing is if Collingwood get off to a good start, I can't see Brisbane coming from a long way behind. I just can't see it.
No, they might be a bit tired. But Collingwood, that week off, you think that will be of benefit to them?
It'll be hard early because their touch will be a little bit off.
Yeah.
So I reckon they just got to hang in there early.
Yeah, because
the breaks don't help you touch, I don't reckon.
Well, I heard the stats going into prelim final winners going to the grand final from 2000 to 2015 under the old, or before the bye, 28 qualifying final winners out of 32 went to the grand final. And it hasn't been like that since.
No.
So I think the advantage of the week off in the finals is gone. Yeah. And Brisbane kind of got that extra game in without any further injuries. So I think they're probably better prepared for this game than Collingwood, unlike Hawthorn with those question marks over Ginnivan and Gunston. I think that last week's game will have been of benefit rather than a hindrance to the Lions. And that's why
Who would you be barracking for? This last question.
I won't be barracking for anyone because I've got to write a deadline.
If you were Zach Merritt in the Geelong Hawthorn game, would you be barracking for Hawthorn to win? Because I remember Tom Lynch 2018 was going to join Richmond, and I figured that he wouldn't have been that disappointed at Richmond losing the prelim that year.
If you're Zach Merritt, he'd have a bigger concerns at the moment, wouldn't he?
I'm not asking. I'm not thinking that he has.
I think he would.
Of course,
he would probably want to. He would be. I think he would probably want Hawthorn to miss out, so that they're a bit hungrier next year when he joins them.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't know, but I wouldn't have a clue.
I think, if you were to join a team that's won a premiership, you would feel even more on the outer.
Yeah.
When you go in the dressing room for the first time.
You're a beauty. We're all gunning for a premier. Yeah, we won that last year.
Been there, done that, Zach.
I'm being stupid, but...
Okay, well...
Craving success.
Before we sign off for prelim final week, we need Brownlow tips.
Nick Dacos. Runner-up, Jordan Dawson, who should have been the All-Australian captain, in my opinion. And my roughie is Max Holmes from Geelong.
Okay. I am going for Nick Dacos as well. I think he's had just as good a season as last year.
No, he hasn't.
Well, he's going to go well enough to... Yeah. Well, there's no one who's going to get 40-odd votes. No. So he doesn't have to have that much of a lesser season to still poll a lot of votes. He's had a
great season, yes.
Matt Rowell, I think, is a big danger. I actually think he'll go close to knocking off Nick Dacos. He came 7th last year. I think he got 25 votes, and he didn't have an outside game. Plus, Gold Coast have won 16 this year as opposed to 10 or 11. And all they talk about, Noah Anderson might take votes from him, but they've got 6 votes to go for now rather than maybe 1 or 2. And my roughie is Jeremy Cameron. He won't win it, but I think he's a chance to get top 10. Big odds because...
Yeah, no, he's not a midfielder. When did he play in the midfield?
Well, last year when I think he had...
No,
this year
he's a vote winner. No
14 games where he's kicked 4 goals or more. So if he polls 1.5 votes average in those games, he'll go close to top 10. So
good call.
He's my bolter. He won't win, but he's a good one just to watch on Monday night if you like someone at big odds.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all we got time for today. Thanks for joining us. You can see the rest of the experts' tips at theage.com.au/AFL. Make sure to subscribe, rate and review wherever you get your podcasts. If you'd like to get in touch with us, send us an email to realfootypod@theage.com.au. We'd love to hear from you. The podcast will return on Monday, where we'll have the review of this week's game and preview the grand final. We'll be back for a special episode next week when we go and run back through our teams that we selected at the start of the year.
Look forward to that. Thilthorpe.
Thanks for listening, and may your team win.